All right,
Okay.
now it's working. I know why. Okay, all good.
All right, and welcome to a Call of Cthulhu one shot run by me, your GM Matihi. Now, this evening we are running Modern Cthulhu, more of a near future Modern Cthulhu. And tonight we will be diving into the depths of the Tonga Trench. And with me this evening, we are joined by two new people and two of our veteran players. I had to think about it for a moment. So, this evening we are joined by Rogue playing John Burke. We have Darren playing Joshua Tanner. And as for our new individuals who are joining us, we have Dr. Danish playing Dr. Michael Coleman, and Wander playing Ross Altford. Now, you've all been contracted by a group called the Anathema Corporation to assist in a slight predicament that they're having. The contract is very secretive, and the only thing they've really told you is the location of the installation that you are going to, and a vague description of what they do. The Anathema Corporation specializes in studying various marine life in the Tonga Trench, located in the Southwest Pacific Ocean. And it is resting on one of the sides of the deep canyon, supported by these metal support beams that have taken a very long time to install. And as such, the installation itself is very valuable, as well as all the information contained within. That is why it's concerning that for the past 2 weeks, the installation's gone dark. Normally there are sometimes communication issues. They communicate with headquarters maybe once a week, a few times depending on their findings. But it's been 2 weeks as of now. The Anathema Corporation is concerned. Unfortunately for them, the four of you are all available for this mission, each of you receiving a hefty sum to come down here in this small and tightly packed sub. There's some room to move around within, but mostly it's very tight. You've left earlier in the day, and it will still take a little bit of time before you arrive at the installation. So, as you are all traveling, I'd like you all to introduce yourselves to everyone, and we'll start with Darren as Joshua.
So is it safe to assume we really haven't met each other before this? We're all independent contractors?
Exactly. This is the first time any of you are working with each other.
Okay. Joshua is an obviously very inward-focused person. He rarely makes eye contact with any of you. He seems to be lost in thought most of the time, or at least while you were on the surface, he was looking at his cell phone constantly and doing something. You're not even sure what it looked like. Maybe he was texting someone, but then you're not even sure it's texting. He may be doing some programming or something on his phone. He seems not uncomfortable in the environment, but you can tell when he got on board the submarine, he kind of evinced a sort of wince and frequently kind of gets up to stretch and move around if he can, and it's pretty clear he doesn't really like being in this confined space. He actually, unless you initiate a conversation with him, he hasn't actually tried to even say boo to any of you.
And Joshua, though you're in tight quarters, you're able to find some space in the submarine to be able to be by yourself and with your thoughts. This is the first time you've been in such tight quarters before. The mental image of the heaviness and gravity of the water above you and below you. It's a bit hard for you to comprehend, a bit nerve-wracking as you travel. Claustrophobia, though it's not something that you've experienced much. It's slowly getting to you. And why not for fun, as you're traveling? Why don't you make me a power roll?
All right.
So, though the idea of the crushing weight of the waters all around you as you travel, you are able to maintain a level head and continue.
I will ask one time, I assume, is it the doctor who's piloting?
Yes.
I will ask him a couple of times over the course of the journey, like how long till we get there. And it's clear from the tone of his voice, maybe he's trying to appear a little more calm than he really feels.
Why don't we move on to the doctor? And Dr. Michael Coleman, why don't you introduce yourself?
Dr. Michael Coleman, it's a pleasure to make everyone's acquaintance. Been contracted by the Anathema Corp to come down here. I'm about mid-30s, 34 years old, and oddly enough, hair's gray. It's due to the stress that I've inflicted upon myself throughout my life and deciding to pursue double doctorates in biology and geology. And also, I like to pilot submarines in my spare time. And as Mr. Tanner comes up and asks me how long it's going to take, I look to him and say, "You're Tanner, right?"
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I am trying to find the way there. They gave us directions, but as you can see, it's not a direct path to where we're going. So,
Are you saying you don't know where we're going?
I'm saying that I have the directions and coordinates for this place, but it's dark all around.
Why couldn't they just put some kind of autopilot on this thing? And Tanner just kind of turns around and grumbles to himself a little bit and goes back and sits down.
And as you're piloting the vehicle here, Doctor, I would like you to make me a pilot boat check just to see how well you're doing and how smooth the ride is.
All right. Oh, badly.
It's good. So you're able to actually cut down about half an hour on your travels. You should be arriving there momentarily. It's across a few more ridges, and while you're piloting, you see through those kind of headlights that are in the front, you see the fish swimming by, getting out of your way. You see, as a shadow deep in the distance, what looks to be a very large squid that's swimming around, but it's not coming anywhere towards you. And so far, your trip has been easy. And as you pilot away, why don't we go to John?
John enters, ducks under the one of the beams overhead. Big dude, really built, rough-looking guy though, not the best looking. He's got a burn mark across his cheek. He nods to you guys. How y'all doing? John Burris. Can't help but think this is some kind of babysitting mission. A few weeks ago, I was on a beach in Bermuda with a beautiful lady. Well, after 12 pack, most of them get good looking. So now I'm in the Tonga Trench with you assholes. And he nods to you guys as he comes in and looks around at the console and stuff, and looks out the window. Now I'm on a security detail out here babysitting some scientists and tech nerds, huh? And he pats one of you on the shoulder, the doctor, and smiles at you, and he offers you some chew. You can see he's got a big, nasty thing of tobacco stuck in his cheek there.
I'll pass, thanks.
He's like, well, my life as a squid's run a little dry of late. Where you coming from?
I'm coming from MIT.
Oh. Am I stuck on here with a bunch of nerds? And he looks over and smiles at whoever's driving there.
That's the doctor.
Yeah, that'd be me.
Who else is in there right now?
Joshua's looking at his phone. He hasn't looked up since the moment you started talking.
Yeah. So, yeah, he looks over at Joshua. Am I stuck in here with a bunch of nerds? Is that it? Trying horribly to
There's
make
like
a joke.
no response at all. You're not even sure he heard you.
I just kind of slightly shake my head.
Yeah, so you can see he laughs and figures pretty much that everybody's just ignoring his dry sense of humor. And then he goes and he sits down.
And as you go to sit down, next person that is filtered into the cockpit area is Ross Alford. You can go ahead.
Okay. So Ross is he's about 30. He's quite a well-built guy. He obviously spends some time in the gym, but as he walks in, you first realise he's not from around here. So he walks in and says, "Right, all, Ross. We all set? I'm Ross Alford, by the way. I'm engineering, mechanical. I've got a degree in electrical and mechanical engineering, but these guys are using me as a repairman. But they're paying enough for me to ignore that, right?" And he goes and looks forward and peers down at the controls, peers out the front window, and nods to people.
John will nod to him and say, "Grab a seat, Ross. Hey, you want some chew?"
No thanks, mate. Yeah, all good. Yep, I'll grab a seat. How are we doing? How long till we get there?
Appears to be about half an hour before we're within docking range.
Okay. Fair enough. And he looks across at Joshua and says, "You getting any signal down here, mate?"
You kidding? No. I assume not, right?
Oh no, like it was probably about like half an hour into your travels,
Yeah.
like you lost signal. But you are able to play any mobile games.
Oh yeah, that's what he's doing at this point. He glances up at Ross and just kind of gives him a quick once over, just sort of appraising him. You're not really sure what his conclusion is, and he just goes back to his phone.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, I'll sit down then. I do so.
You sit back down, and besides, Joshua, is anyone else claustrophobic? Or are you all perfectly healthy individuals who are not scared of being in very close proximity to 3 other men?
I think since I'm piloting the sub, I probably shouldn't be claustrophobic. That feels like a big call on my part.
You're fine.
Yeah, I'm not hugely comfortable, so I am a kind of frantically making conversation, but
Yeah, but you'd have to be used to crawling around in tight spaces.
yeah. It's a little bit different, but not too bad.
Right. And as you travel and occasionally make idle chit-chat with each other, it's about half an hour later when you finally are able to see the base that sits there now. It sits on the edge of a jutting out piece of the ridge, and there are smaller kind of installations throughout, but the main one is very obvious. You see there are some lights that are scattered throughout the installation, shining into the deep sea. But otherwise, you don't seem to see anything else. There's a lot of sea life roaming around, but otherwise, there's nothing else special besides this. Oh, it is a marvel of man-made technology, as it's been extremely difficult to get any sort of self-sustaining structure under the ocean for quite a while. And this is one of the first ones of its kind, as far as you know.
John's gonna look up for a minute, and he's had his like leg up, been all nonchalant about this so far on your trip there. It seems like he's very laid back, no worries in the world, really thinking that this is just easy money and some kind of tech issue that they're going to have to work out why he's there. He has no real clue. It's probably just some insurance precaution or something, So he's really just an annoying, nonchalant attitude from him. And he looks up and he's like, we're in trouble now, huh? The lights are on.
Well, just because the lights are on, though, mate, doesn't mean that, they're not having communication problems. Could be all sorts of things.
How many people are supposed to be down here, anyway?
There's approximately 50 people. I don't know, maybe it's a mix of scientists and just general laborers who are down here.
Yeah, so Tanner just says 50.
He nods. And he looks over the installation. And does it seem like from the outside that there's any sign of any type of danger at all, or anything like destroyed or any type of destruction?
Why don't you make me a spot hidden check?
All right.
Ooh.
Damn.
Man.
Well, right now it looks like you don't see anything, but you do see from this far away. There's a small area where you can basically drive the submarine into without having to get out and swim into the installation itself.
He'll looks like he's scanning over the whole area pretty well. as you guys are coming up, and he points that out. That looks like the docking bay there.
Yes, thanks there, John. Mr. Alford, do you know how they reinforce this facility at all? It's, if I remember right, it's pretty close to 2 plates.
Yeah, I mean they've really pushed the boundaries here in terms of the engineering. From what I saw, I don't know a lot of the details, but pretty strongly built. It's quite a novel construction, but very solid.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I guess I'll take us in.
Sure. And why don't you make me another pilot boat check there?
All right. Yeah, there it is.
As you take the submarine, getting closer to the doors, John Burris had pointed out, you fail to kind of realize is you're very used to automatic doors coming up and opening up for you on the surface. This one, on the other hand, remains closed. And as you approach, you're going a little bit too fast, and you actually bump the front of the submarine into the door itself, denting both the door and the submarine.
Jesus Christ!
Jeez! The hell, Doc?
Well, that's unusual. It's supposed to open upon approach.
We okay?
Yeah,
Like a hell of a hit.
Yeah, you're all slightly rocked, not quite falling onto your feet, and almost losing your footing. You see there's a large dent now in the actual doorway. And Joshua, I would say you kind of understand at this point that you would need to somehow patch through to the door in order to open it.
Can I go down and examine? Is it the area where we hit?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of dented us. Is that something I can check from the inside of the sub just to make sure we're not leaking?
Yeah, of course. You're able to kind of scoot down underneath the floorboards. It's a very, very tight space down there, but you're able to kind of maneuver your way up into the front.
Pull myself through. Yeah. How's it looking?
Let's see. I'm gonna roll. You look at the nose, and you see there is a very slight leak in the front.
Okay. Is it something I can patch? We've got. I know I've got welding skill. Is it if I've got a kit to hand?
Yeah, you definitely have a kit with you for sure. You can try and repair this if you'd like, either with let's see, mech repair, or if you want to do welding as well.
Yeah, I'll try welding, please. So I'll go back
Sure.
and get my welding kit. Tell everyone there's a tiny leak. Nothing to be worried about, though. It's all right. Get it sorted, and then off we go.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you kind of reinforce the front there, and you're able to stop the leak kind of dead in its tracks. There's only like maybe half a cup that leaked into the front, so it's not too big of an issue, not hitting any electronics or anything like that.
Cool.
Is there a
pop out?
Is there a computer terminal in the sub?
Oh, there's definitely a computer terminal.
Yeah.
In the sub.
Tanner would go there and see what he could figure out through diagnostics as well.
So if you'd like, let's see. Why don't you do, I guess, computer use then?
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, you're able to kind of patch into the door itself to be able to try and open it. But as you kind of scan over, trying to patch in, there's an error that's popping up that the door is unable to open. That's jammed.
All right, so about literally like 2 seconds after Ross says he's fixed the leak, Tanner looks up from the terminal and says, "Looks like the leak's been fixed."
Oh, great. Thank you. Is there any way to get the door open from here?
You hear it. He's typing and he's, "I'm trying. There's something wrong with the door. It seems like it's jammed."
Ross comes up and starts looking over your shoulder, peering at the screen. You sort it?
You can see Tanner's not happy. He's trying different software methods to get this solved, and it's not working. And he kind of looks at you, and you can see he hates to say this. He says, "I think it's probably a mechanical problem."
Right. Yeah.
Is there a manipulator arm on the sub at all?
That's a good question.
What was the question? Sorry, I was reading.
Manipulator arm. You know what? There is a manipulator arm on the submarine.
Nice.
If you want to try to kind of pull out that dent, I'm guessing, or do you want to try and pull up the manually pull up that door?
I will. Hey Ross, do you think would it be safer to try to pull out the dent or open the door with this the arm on the sub?
So what do I think based on my experience? How big's the dent? What do I reckon are best?
The dent is, you can kind of look at it and you definitely can tell that it's a thing that's now kind of in combination with what Joshua was saying. It's definitely the thing that's preventing you from entering. And based on your experience, why don't you make me an intelligence check to see what you think is best?
Okay.
Yeah, definitely pulling out the dent, because if you lifted that, the entire place would flood with water, and it's supposed to drain first.
Yeah, look, we definitely want to get the dent out. If you pull that down, it's going to interfere with the operation of the airlock. You could flood the whole thing, drown everybody. Let's go for the safe route.
All right, yeah, that's probably pretty bad. Yeah, I will.
Tanner says, "Yeah, let's not go for the option that kills everyone."
I will try to pull the dent out.
Oh, right. I guess. I feel like this would be an operate heavy machinery,
Yeah.
but you could. If you want to try it, sure.
1%. 1%.
All right, yeah, I'll give it a whirl.
What is it? Operate heavy?
Machinery.
That's typically
Something
1%. Yeah.
There it is.
Something I'm reasonably good at. I could.
So, Dr. Coleman attempts at first to use this arm to pull out the dent without asking anybody else for help. If the engineer knows what he's doing. So, you attempt and you fail. You don't fail horribly or anything, but you just try to grab it instead of use any maybe magnets at all with it, and you're just trying to kind of grab at the dent, and it's just not working at all.
This isn't my forte. Anyone else better at the crane game than I am?
I can give it a try. Can't say I've done anything like this before, but yeah, why not? Can't do worse than you, mate. Hey. Right. Let's give it a try.
There is an option where you can push the roll.
Oh yeah.
Ooh,
Roll
yes.
again, but then there's a higher success it would be a higher version of failure, basically.
Punch
So-
a hole in the door. Come on.
Yeah, if you failed, you would punch a hole in the door. So do you want to re-roll this and push your luck?
I was going to until you said that. Now the possibility of drowning everyone's probably not really.
That would only be the airlock area. You think, anyway.
Okay, I'll give it a go because I've kind of set the bar high by teasing Dr. Coleman. So
There you go.
You attempt to kind of get it at first. You're unable to grasp it, and then you realize there's this kind of like a magnetize setting that you can do, and you switch out the arm, and it's this very large magnet that you put onto the door itself, and you kind of pull out that dent, causing it to be straight again. Joshua, you see kind of the green lights go up, and you're able to kind of contact the other side there with the door open.
Okay. And he says, well, whatever you did, it looks like you fixed it.
Yeah, Sir Looking
And he'll try to command the door to open. I assume that's pretty simple.
Yeah, it's
Simple
a simple just
matter.
open.
Yeah.
Don't have to roll for that at all. So it takes a few more minutes because the water needs to drain out. You can see there's little vents that are on the bottom. You see the water seem to be draining out from the sector where you're about to enter. And the door does open for you. You sail the ship, submarine inside, the door closing behind you, engulfing you all in darkness, but there is a small light overhead illuminating the room now. That's what you're able to see as the water slowly drains out of this portion and allows the submarine to rest at the bottom. Now you're able to get the vehicle and head inside the installation.
Are there any comms on this computer that I can try to communicate with? I don't know, their bridge or whatever they'd call it in this complex.
Sure. Let's call it a bridge.
No bridge.
There's nothing obvious that you can see, but if you'd like to make me a computer use to try and kind of dig through and see if you can find some sort of comm usage.
I would like to.
Oh. Yeah, you're able to see, basically you're able to connect to a network here. Communications network from the actual installation. And as you do, you notice across the board there's different green lights for certain places. Very few, well, there's red for others. And you know that basically anything that's red is incommunicado.
So there's only a few green places.
Mm-hmm.
Do I know? Are they identified as, recognizable locations like command center or anything like that?
You can't find the command center, but the ones that are green that are noteworthy besides, men's, sleep area and that sort of thing. It's very kind of minor stuff that's still in communication. Locker room, whatnot. The ones that really stand out to you are the laboratory and the server room.
Well, I'll definitely try to. I mean, my goal is just to talk to anybody, just to let them know we're here, and it just seems strange to Tanner that we wouldn't have any. They don't even know we're coming. They don't know who we are. We just kind of walked in. So yeah, he's just going to start going through each one and saying, hello, anybody here? We're here to check on the facility. Anyone? And if he doesn't get a response, he'll just move on to the next one and just start going through.
You start kind of going through the different places, seeing if you can get anyone on the line at all. And finally, as you go to the laboratory, you kind of stay on that channel for maybe 30 seconds before you kind of hear this female voice come on. Hello?
Yeah, hi. Where is everyone?
I don't know. My name's Dr. Hopkins, are you here to get us out?
Well, we're here to check on the facility. You haven't communicated in over 2 weeks. Is everything okay down here?
Everything's going. You need to add, and it starts to kind of break up, and you start hearing static. And you just hear very choppy communications coming for just every other word. Just and that's all that's coming through before it's just static, and the line goes red.
What the?
That's weird.
Yeah,
John's
she's
gonna start going through his duffel bag and grabbing his equipment. Now a little more serious the situation has become.
Did we see if the are there any radio towers on the outside of the facility?
There are some underwater radio towers that are outside the facility.
Did we see if they were damaged at all?
Why don't you make me a spot hidden check? As far as you know, the ones that you saw look straight and fine.
Okay.
Can I check through the network?
Sure. Make me that computer use roll. Get a lot of use out of this one.
Nice.
Yeah, you see, as you're on there, that the radio towers, the ones that seem to be fine, they're offline, and others seem to be, basically they're unresponsive completely.
So, like, purposely offline, or there's something wrong? Does it seem like...
You can't tell if they're purposely offline. You just know it's like there's some that are just offline, which you can maybe assume.
I'll try to, if I can figure out how to try to power them on, I'll do that just as a test to see if, if it's even possible.
From here, it's going to be extremely difficult just from here because you don't have kind of any of the command prompts to get through, but
he likes a challenge.
All right. And
damn,
there you go. So you're able to kind of hack through and get some passwords that you don't think that you should be getting.
Sure, I should.
And they're able to get through and patch through the radio towers, and you're able to turn some of them on.
All right.
Other ones, they just won't come online at all. They turn online and then automatically offline. It seems like no connection.
Still, he smiles for the first time you've seen him smile the whole time. He just kind of smacks the keyboard with this little victory smack, and he goes, "Got through." He said that I don't know why the radio towers are powered down, but I just got a couple of them up. The other ones are, I don't know, damaged or something.
Oh, great. But that, do you know what was going on there? She sounded scared.
Yeah. Looks like there's probably been some failures all over the facility. I could do better probably getting inside on a internal terminal. Maybe figure out what's going on.
I'm worried there's been an accident.
Yeah.
Be hurt.
Seems like power's down in a lot of places. That would be scary for someone like her, I bet.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Trapped down here underwater.
Dr. Coleman, are you a medical doctor by any chance? Or is that a PhD?
That would be an MD. I am a PhD.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Kind of wishing this was a mechanical thing now. But, hey, electrical. Joshua, you should be able to get that right. You should be able to get it all back online.
I can try.
Yes, John, you would have some weapons on you. Let me just give you a couple weapons. So you definitely
Hey, John.
all of
A
Sorry,
derringer.
yeah, a derringer, yeah. Let's see. All of you would probably have, if you would carry, a derringer. I think you'd all have, let's see, a 45 automatic, just in case.
I don't think Joshua would carry a weapon.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
And probably a.
Although I know how to shoot one, yeah.
My dude's a huge nerd. There's no way that I would carry that.
I wouldn't
It's
assume
John, probably. The only one.
A pistol, yeah, a pistol, and what other weapons do you think John would have? A rifle, shotgun.
A belt knife.
I'd probably say a pistol and a knife. For some mission like this, he probably wasn't
Alright,
expecting
so
anything.
the revolver is 1d10 plus 2, and knife.
So
Yeah.
he's putting any of his gear on. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
So like maybe a flashlight on the helm there, or whatever, on a headband strap, whatever, and the pistol and his knife and everything. And he looks over at the dock and everybody, and he says, "Is there any way to get us a path to where the girl is?"
That seems a bit excessive, doesn't it?
Well, I'd like to go see if she's all right.
I meant the gear. Ready for a war zone, it looks like.
He looks at his pistol and he's like, "Oh, that's just a precaution." Maybe somebody got a little tired of the pay they were getting down here.
Or maybe pirates have been starting to use submarines now. Can I get a schematic pulled up of the place so I at least know how we could get to the lab?
Oh, definitely. With that extreme roll, you're able to pull up quite a bit of information if you wanted, but you're able to pull up the schematic.
All right. There must be a printer of some kind to print stuff out here. I will print.
There's no printer on
Nothing,
the
not even any little. Okay. All right.
You could put it onto your phone there.
Yeah, I'll do that. And I'll say, anybody else got a phone? Give me your number. I'll send you a map.
That's a good idea. Let's trade numbers real quick.
Or whatever. It wouldn't be numbers, but it would be whatever the equivalent of airdrop or whatever is in the near future. Just to kind of transfer stuff.
Pack the phones together.
Since we can't call, really.
That's true.
So, John, I've put under weapons. You now have a pistol and a knife there.
Yeah. And once we get the schematics, he's gonna be like, "So we're gonna go make sure this girl's all right."
No, I can come with you if you like. If there's any
And
doors
I
on
want
the
to.
way, Joshua can try and handle things from here, and I can come with you. Does that sound?
I want to look for a terminal inside. It'd be better.
Yeah. Let's all stick together, I'd say.
Okay.
Way he could, he could find an internal terminal and probably gain more access.
Yes, I'll go along with Mr. Tanner, and you two can go see what the lady's up to.
Sounds good.
Sure.
All right, so
I
you
think she
all
was
are
pretty
moving
spooked. There might be some wounded in there.
And maybe if I go along with Mr. Tanner, then then maybe we can get more of the systems in the facility online, and we can find out what's going on.
Sounds good.
All right, so are you all heading inside then?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me get this. So, you head inside the installation, and there's a bit of water on the ground that you see as you head in. There's just this echoing silence right now. You can hear the movement of the water outside pressing against the glass. You hear the creaking of the metal as the gravity of the water's bearing down upon. There is a dripping that you hear deeper and deeper into the comp. And as you stand there for a moment, it's fairly dark with only a little bit of light shining in, but I would like you all to make me spot hidden checks as you are inside. Alright, so Ross and Joshua, as you head in, you see on the ground what looks like these brownish stains that are on the floor, slightly on the walls. There's a metallic smell that's in the air.
Yeah, I'll point it out to Ross and say, is this leaking something? Some kind of fluid or something like that?
I'll go and have a look a little bit closer, but a little bit concerned with what I'm suspecting. Yeah, let me have a look. John, what do you reckon?
John totally missed it, and he's over there taking his chew out of his mouth and throwing it on the floor in the corner, and notices everybody notice him, and then he's like, "Oh, let me check it out." He turns the flashlight on to go check it out.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm just looking at your skills here. I guess either make me a medicine roll or an intelligence check with a negative die. As you're kind of inspecting these stains. It is a bit hard to see. Whoever's
with a
inspecting.
negative.
Yeah, with you don't have to put anything in. It's just basically you'd read from the -1 slot. Oh. So as you kind of lean down, you put your hands into it and rub it through your fingers. You know that this is dried blood. It's on the floor and the wall. The smell of it kind of brings back memories for you. Memories of when you fought before, people you've gunned down. I'd like you to make me a POW check.
Pow.
Mm.
Kapow.
Why don't you roll me a D3 there? As you're looking at this and kind of thinking about the other places in your past that you've seen blood on the ground and maybe even blood that you've spilled. And it just makes your blood run cold as you look at it. It's reminding you of one of the many war zones that you've been in before, bringing you back to that place for just but a moment.
You guys notice John, he's putting his hand on it and stuff like that, and looks at it in the flashlight, and it seems like he stands up and starts breathing a little heavy, gets a little off balance for a second, and starts to pace around. He's like, "Yeah, that's blood."
Jesus, some
Yeah.
people are hurt.
No mistaking that smell.
Blood.
Joshua quickly turns the flashlight function on his phone on and kind of shines around to see, look at all the blood. Is there a lot of it in places?
As you're looking for it now, you see it kind of scattered about. There's not a lot in here, but I'm gonna have you make me one more spot hidden check.
Is it a trail?
It kind of seems like it, and when you look at it, it seems like it's coming towards you, but you don't know, you can't exactly see where it goes. Maybe back towards where you came from, the door. But it's kind of everywhere. The angles are of all different. It's hard to just track exactly where it is.
Well, I'll kind of frown and follow it back the way we came. If it does it, do I see it in the sub pen area we were just in?
Yeah, as you kind of turn around and you go back, you go towards the door that you came in. And as you look upon it, your flashlight shines onto the door itself. You see very kind of deep gouges into the metal. You see what looks like dried blood now that has been scraped across the metal, almost as someone has been raking and raking and raking at the door. You even find bits and pieces of blood, nail, and what you maybe think is bone sitting there. There's even drag marks on the ground heading away and deeper into the complex, and I want you to make me a POW check. You're able to steel yourself enough, kind of seeing that there's other things that you've seen on the internet, things you've witnessed, things that you've seen people do. And though this is fairly shocking to see in real life for the first time, you're able to steel yourself and kind of force that personal connection away.
With an extreme, I'm kind of thinking he kind of thinks it's kind of radical, like cool.
Sure.
And he goes, "Holy crap! Look at this, guys! This is crazy."
Oh dear God, what is that?
It looks like somebody was like went crazy and started trying to claw their way out of here.
Bloody hell, that's horrible.
Isn't that a metal door?
Yeah, stupid, right?
How did they carve into the metal?
Yeah, it's pretty nuts.
John will shine his flashlight on it. God damn it. And he looks back down the hallway and we gotta find this girl. She might be in some major trouble.
I think maybe we should probably stick together. I don't really want to go off anymore.
No, yeah, let's stick together for sure.
Yeah, I suddenly want to stay really close to John.
Tanner looks around at the three of you and he just kind of goes like, he just gives you this sort of incredulous look and he goes, "You don't think there's something really serious going on here? Like, this is just things are gonna be all right."
What are you talking about? Someone carved their fingers through a metal door.
Yeah, they probably went nuts down here. I would too. Cooped up under here for months at a time.
You don't think that's creepy? That creeps
Well,
me out.
it's weird, but I mean, I don't know.
There's I've heard of certain instances of psychosis, losing your shit down in underwater complexes like this. Let's stick together. Maybe find some weapons if we can. He's running in the hallways. That girl probably locked herself in. And those crazies probably shut the communications off.
Now, that would explain.
Getting
a lot.
nervous though.
Ross, I'd like you to make me a power check as well.
Okay.
John, you're already kind of feeling the effects of this anyway, so you're good for now. Yeah, both Ross and the doctor, you're both very off-put by this, but you're still able to steel yourselves and continue through these doors, which look like the only kind of way to go right now. And by your map that you had collected, Josh, this is the correct way.
Oh, this is giving me the creeps. I keep thinking some loony's going to leap out the dark at us. Oh yeah, should do what you did, Joshua. Switch on the light on my phone.
And you all kind of continue to go forward, getting to a T intersection. And as you arrive here, you can see that some of the grates to the sides, they seem to be pulled up. One of them even ripped off. And as you look kind of into this section, you can see it's very dark inside, but it seems to be hollow.
Joshua, without any apparent caution or fear, just kind of goes over and puts his phone down in there and kind of looks around, shines the light down and looks around in there.
Why don't you make me a spot hidden check? See what you see.
Mr. Alford, what is that used for?
Yeah, I think that's piping down there, isn't it, Joshua?
Does that sound right?
Yeah, all it looks like is just some piping and whatnot. You can see what you figure it might be like maybe a water line or a sewage line or something going through. There is like enough space, you figure, maybe for someone to get down there, but you don't see anything besides pipes.
Yep. He just says, yeah, it sounds about right. Gas or water or something, but nothing's flowing through there right now.
Yeah.
And
we can come back and check it once we've got everything else sorted, but...
Yeah. Tanner's already lost interest. He didn't see anything. He just kind of takes his phone back out and moves along with the rest when they're ready.
Oh,
Just
probably.
close that hatch. Sorry.
Yeah, you close the hatch, and you'd know by your map there that you need to, kind of, at this T intersection, to head to the left. Oh, that's the wrong way. Left.
The other left.
John will look at the map and then aim his pistol and his flashlight down the hallway, kind of taking corners and caution and stuff. Trying to move a little bit more quietly.
Well, why don't you make me a... Actually, you don't really need to do anything. There's no one. So you head down the hallway and gonna come around this corner here to head around. And you see kind of all around branded in this place is the Anathema Corporation with their large A logo with the circle around it. And outside the portholes, you're able to see the outside. You can see different sea life swimming by. And it's fairly beautiful when you look at it. A bit mesmerizing as they just float on by, occasionally illuminated by the lights. And further ahead, why don't you make me Why don't y'all make me a listen check as you make your way down?
Nope.
And wow, okay. So you're all heading in. Who's going first?
John's probably going first.
And Joshua just kind of calls out, "Anybody there? Come on, this is getting old."
John looks back at him like kind of a warning, a look on his face, but he doesn't say anything, and then he turns back around.
So as you're heading down the hallway, you can occasionally hear the drips, what sounds like leaks in this place, coming down and going onto the floor. As you're walking around, you occasionally see these dashes of kind of brown, dried blood on the ground. You don't see anything past that. But John, as you're kind of rounding the corner, let's see. I'm gonna look at your sheet here.
He's gonna start telling him a story real quietly, and he's like, one time we went down to find this submarine that had wrecked down in a trench not unlike this one. He's like finding all the bodies that have been bloated and been down there for a few weeks. He's like, the skin just rolls through your fingers like putty.
That's
Cool.
Charming. Why are you telling us that now?
Cool story, bro.
As you're walking, I'd like you to make me a dexterity check there, John. You're distracted with trying to horrify these three.
He's getting all sweaty, you can tell. It's a dex check.
Yeah. Ooh. So, luckily, as you're kind of walking through, you don't hear it, you don't see it, but you just narrowly kind of avoid as there's this small puddle on the ground. There seems to be an electrical cord that's sparking that was near it. And right before you put your foot down, you're able to quickly catch yourself as the electricity just runs through this puddle there and sparks it up, able to narrowly avoid getting electrocuted.
Right after he finishes his story and he turns the corner there and almost gets electrocuted there. He's like, oh shit, god damn it. And he points down at it. Don't step there.
Ooh, health and safety hazard. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Anyway, one of y'all can turn that off.
Yeah, I can take a look. I'll have a go at turning off the power to those cables.
All right, that'll be probably turning off. Let's do electronics repair
Okay.
to try and fix these things. So, yeah, you're able to kind of move the cords out of the way, able to handle them properly, and kind of plug them back into their respective ports and make sure that they're not sparking anymore. And you can still see that there's drips coming from the ceiling. And you notice Actually, I love this rule. Make me spot hidden, everybody.
Let's see.
It is the best one.
The most.
All right, I
used.
don't like that I saw whatever it is.
And Joshua has a sudden idea. But yeah, go ahead. But Joshua, while they're doing the repair, Joshua wants to shine his light further down and see if there's any other puddles with similar, electric cables that have just so happened to be in the water.
Yeah, there's definitely a couple more down there. You're not sure if they're
Mhm.
sparking or not, but there are some puddles. And as you're looking at that, and Joshua is, oh, that's you. And Ross is kind of fixing these cables. John and Coleman, you're analyzing the area, looking out these windows and into the ocean. And Coleman, you think that you see something out there. Something large. Something almost hulking and intimidating. You're not sure if it's a squid or something floating around. John, you on the other hand get a bit of a better look at it. It floats around. You squint your eyes trying to get a better look out these dirty windows. And all it looks like is just this large mass of tentacles that kind of passes by. It's very, very close to the window itself. And as it passes by the window, you see this large eye float by. And as it does, it looks directly at you and dilates very wide before quickly swimming off. How does John feel about this?
He's probably gonna grab whoever's next to him.
I'd say that'd be Ross at this point. He's kind of clapping his hands together, just finishing putting the wiring back.
Oh, job done.
Holy shit! Look out the
Oh.
window.
What? Where?
What?
And,
What was that?
What was what?
Damn giant squid or something.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
It's a marine biology research station, right?
Would I know if giant squid are common in this area?
Well, I will say your biology is going to be marine biology for ease. And you can roll that if you'd like. But John, I want you to roll me a sanity check. And Coleman, I want you to roll me a sanity check with a +1 there. Because you didn't see too much of it. But you don't know if you saw one when you were approaching. It looked to be far in the distance. So there is a chance that there might be one. If you want to make me that roll there, Coleman, for sanity.
You said sanity? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so you're alright. You didn't see much, but John, let's see.
Poor John.
So you lose 4 sanity in this as everyone's questioning you on what you saw. And you know what you saw. You've seen squids before. You've looked at books. You've studied marine life as a kid, that sort of thing. This didn't look like a squid to you. It looked like something else. And the way that it looked at you as it floated by, it was almost a hunger. You just feel this weight drop into your stomach as your blood runs cold at the thought of this. And everyone else seems to be gaslighting you.
So John's like sweating a lot right now, and he backs up against the wall, putting his back in, and his pistol. He keeps the pistol low, but you can tell his mouth's open wide, and he turns a little pale, and he says, "That wasn't a regular giant squid, goddamn."
What are you talking about? Of course it was.
The thing looked at me like Like, I don't know. I ain't never seen anything like that shit.
I look to the others. Do we need to find a place for him to sit down?
Yeah, Tanner.
You're right there, John.
He stands there for a minute more, thinking about it, and then blinks a few times and shakes his head. And is he able to compose himself after a bit, or?
You're able to hold yourself for now. You can continue on, but it's going to still bug you in the back of your mind that you saw this.
He puts the barrel against his head, not pointing it at him, just kind of like leaning it against his head for a minute. It's somebody that kind of losing their shit might do for a second. Breathes heavily and paces around for a second. He's like, I'm good. He's like, I just
Shit.
fucking thing looked at me,
Yeah. John,
One for the eyes. Never.
if you want, I can hold that gun for you. I'm trained.
Well, John, you have your flashlight. Most things are photosensitive down here. It was probably seeing your flashlight.
Never could eat the eyes. And he breathes a few more times, and he's like, I'm good. Goddamn. Let's keep going. Let's find this girl.
Says, well, hold on here. Back down here on planet Earth, there's. He points ahead down there. He says, I don't think that stray electronic cable was an accident.
Is this some kind of trap?
That's what I'm thinking. Somebody put that there deliberately. See the other two down that way? He points down the
Kill
hall.
that goddamn monster out the window.
What?
Yeah. Joshua just looks at the doctor and kind of does, with the hand that John can't see, just kind of makes a little crazy loopy motion with his finger.
I kind of nod gently, and I start to look a little worried towards John. John, maybe you should hand that gun over to Tanner, just in the meanwhile.
He stops pacing for a minute, and he's like, looks at him for a minute, much more calmly at that point, and he says, I'm fine, man. I ain't giving you my goddamn gun.
Yeah, fine,
but he does click
whatever.
the safety on.
Oh, all right. Well, yes, let's, Mr. Alfred, the electricity's turned off, right?
Yeah, to there. I think I need to turn it off to the other sections as well. But I can go down and have a look at the others. Yeah, turn those off as well.
All right. Well, maybe we should. If it's safe to proceed, then maybe we should go down that way.
Yeah, give me a minute. I'll just check the others out, make sure they're okay. And yeah, then we should be good, right? Yeah, all good. I'll go down and have a look.
And you go down there, and you're able to kind of see the switches and everything that you need to do to turn it off. Why don't you make me an electronics repair check there?
And that's for me.
Yeah, that's for you. So yeah, you're able to easily kind of find the buttons that you need, and you're able to kind of
Nope.
turn it on and hook it back up. And just whisper you something.
Well, there you go.
Well, yeah, I suppose let's continue forward then.
Yeah, this is weird though, right? I mean,
Oh,
who does
yeah.
this?
Very weird.
Crazy person, maybe?
And where's
Yeah, but I mean, like crazy.
like somebody that would try to claw their way out of a whatever airlock. What do you call it?
But that's
a
kind of
bulkhead?
wild.
Whoa! Shut up! And Tanner holds his hand up, and you can see he's listening like intently. You guys hear that?
No.
John stops and listens, wide-eyed.
So, Michael and John, I'd like you both to make me sanity checks at -1.
Nope.
So, Coleman and John, the both of you all kind of hush, are quiet, and you're able to hear what sounds like this cackling coming from further down the hall past these doors. Just this laughter. As you step forward, the voices hush and seem to start whispering, seem to scatter, and get farther and farther away from the door. And Ross, you don't know what they're hearing.
I will take a step back from the door, look to the others. What the hell is that?
There's somebody alive on the other side of this door. That could be our crazy person. Did you hear that? That was like insane laughter, man.
You said it scattered away from the door. Like, did it seem like it was coming from out in the actual underwater section, or?
So it sounded like it was coming from further past the door, but it basically moved away
Okay.
from you all.
Okay. Yeah, that was bizarre. Is anyone else bothered by the fact that we haven't seen anyone else?
Well, yeah, duh, man. Like, that's. Yeah, what happened to everybody? Where the hell are they? This doesn't make any
Thinking
sense.
maybe they're hiding from this crazy person.
Yeah. That makes sense.
I would have thought that maybe the fixing the door would have made some noise.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should probably move on, right?
What else are we gonna do?
Yeah, we still need to get to that woman, right? She might be able to tell us what's
And-
going on.
and
We're
I haven't-
imagining all sorts of things now. I mean, it's probably not that bad. They probably caught the person, and I don't know. Things could be better than we think, right? Right?
Or worse?
I'm gonna go with Mr. Alfred. I'm hoping better.
Yeah. Things are probably fine. I'd feel better if we could find a terminal. I could get some more information. I haven't seen any, right?
No, you haven't seen any terminals as of yet.
Or there's bound to be one near the lab. Kill two birds with one stone. Or two squids.
So you all move on then? It's through the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You cautiously move towards the door. It's sliding open as you approach. And oh, I gotta grab you guys over. Alright. And as you head in, you notice there's kind of parts of the floor that seem to have fallen away. But on the other end, next to this door, Joshua, you do see a terminal.
Alright. Well, he'll step around the faulty flooring and go to the terminal.
Sure. Why don't you make me a dex check as you make your way over there?
Oh.
Guess not.
Or do you want to push it?
I don't think I think his focus, as soon as he saw the terminal, he just kind of made a beeline toward it, and you know, he's you can see the stuff on the floor, but his focus is there, so he's not really paying that close attention. He thinks he's, you know, it's easy to get around these things, so I'm not going to push it. He just...
As you approach there, you get about halfway before you feel the floor underneath you just give way, your body dropping heavily.
Oh, shit!
And you are able to grab onto kind of this edge there to keep yourself from falling all the way down. But you can feel your feet just kicking air at this point.
And of course my phone is gone, I assume.
Well...
I had that in hand, yeah.
Oh, you had it in hand, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's always in his hand.
Yeah, let's see. It kind of flew across the room, and let's see.
And
yeah,
can John
it
try
fell.
to grab him?
Yeah, John, you can kind of move. You have to make a dex check as well, but you can move kind of across these very narrow bars here. And Joshua, as your feet are kicking, you feel something on your pant leg.
Well, the first thing he's saying is, yeah, God damn it, my phone. Like, he's more concerned about losing his phone than anything else at the moment. And so I feel something on my pant leg.
Yeah, you feel something pulling gently at your pant leg. And then something on your other leg.
I'll look.
Something farther up your calf.
I'll be like, so I'm like hanging on. I'll kind of stretch my head to the side and look down. Like, what the hell's going on?
Well, John, you're trying to make your way over there, but you're very slow. You're unable to get there quickly. So you almost kind of fall yourself as you're scooting kind of across these very narrow bars. And as you're slowly making your way, Joshua, you turn your head to look down at what's there. And no, I'm not going to make you roll for it. You see these very pale looking hands that are gripping at your pants and pulling. And they started off as very feeble and weak. Strength starts to increase and continue to try and pull you down. And it's not just one, two, or three.
I just see hands and I can't see who they belong to?
It's just darkness. It's just...
Oh, it's dark. Okay, it's dark down there. Yeah, okay, so I can just barely make it. Alright. I'll be like, hey!
And they just keep pulling, and I want you to make me a strength check.
Yeah,
John, if you want to make me another dex check.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna... yeah, not so much. Yeah, I kind of... My instincts kind of take over, and I just start kind of kicking my legs a little bit, like, hey, get, let go! I start saying, let go.
Josh, what is going on?
Get me the fuck out of here!
Oh, Jesus, the nutter's got him. Quick!
John is going to throw his gun into the holster and try to, like, get down low and maybe even, like, crawl over, lay across and try to grab his hands.
Sure.
And,
give me a +1 dex check.
Can I see if there's like any like a fire hose or anything I can throw out for them to grab a hold of?
Sure, you're able to see there's a fire hose, but John is able to kind of lie down on one of the beams, grab Joshua kind of underneath the arms. And John, as you're looking down to see, all that Joshua's kicking at, there's like maybe 2 inches from where kind of the bottom floor is. But there's nothing there. He's just kicking air.
he kind of mistakenly, John's like reaches out to grab him and grabs a hold of his arms and starts pulling on him. He's like, I ain't gonna let you go. I ain't gonna let you go.
Okay, look, come on, get me out! Jesus!
And you just feel the hands.
I got you.
And you're able to pull him up and onto a solid part of the floor.
And Joshua just like he scooches away like he's terrified at the moment. Like, just, what the and he's like, what the fuck?
So make me a sanity check there, Josh. Ooh. So I'm gonna say, let's roll D2. I'm gonna say you're mostly over it at this point, but it's still disturbing that you just felt.
Oh yeah,
his
he's
clammy hands.
He's
on your
totally
leg.
freaked out at the moment.
Josh, is everything okay?
He's just like, watch out, man! Don't stand so close; it'll get you.
What are you talking about?
There's the crazy person's down there.
Oh,
He tried to grab me and pull me down, didn't?
You all look down where he was talking about, and there's nothing. It's just darkness down there.
Watch out! And he like, you can see him kind of warring inside. What he wants to come and do something, and then he finally kind of works up the courage, and he comes over and like he starts pulling you away from the hole. He says, "Don't be idiots."
John gets up and being careful this time, and like puts a hand on him to like tried to calm him down. Like, hey man, hey, I don't see anybody. I don't see anybody down there. I don't see who you're talking about.
Well, yeah, I fucking lost my. Where's your flashlight?
I'll look over to Ross and I'll just kind of shrug my shoulders and kind of say quietly, "Did you see anything?"
I was a bit too far away. John, did you see the person that was doing this?
Turns around and he shakes his head. Oh man, I didn't see anybody. Somebody grabbing you?
Oh, come on, man. You're not serious. And he looks at the doctor and he goes like, you saw it, right?
I didn't see anything, Josh. I saw you fall in the hole and I saw
Jesus.
John dive out to rescue you.
Well, he was down there, I tell you. I swear.
Maybe
I'm
you
not.
Maybe you caught your trousers on something and then it felt like
I
something was pulling.
saw the hands with my own eyes.
I mean, are your pants ripped? I think,
No, because I like kicked it away. Probably scared it off.
John will nod, and he doesn't, he doesn't disbelieve him necessarily. So he's like, "Well, keep an eye out. Can you make it to the door? Get that door open?"
Do you see my phone down there, man?
Is there any ladder to crawl down there, perhaps?
If you if you lower yourself down there gently, you can get down there. Like, it's not super far. It's maybe like a half feet down. So he was just kicking at like a few inches.
It's just all dark down there, right?
Yeah, it's dark.
Except for his flashlight. Is it like facing down, or is it facing up at us to where we can see where the flashlight is?
Yeah, it would have rolled over, and it's kind of facing upwards.
Oh yeah,
so you can see where the
definitely.
phone landed.
It's horror. It's got to be facing up, and we're all in its beam.
Rolling around in a circle.
Yeah.
So who's going down to get the phone?
Not Joshua.
I could go down. I'll
Alright.
go down and do it. Yeah, it's fine.
So the
Alright.
holes in the
Lightweight.
grates, can we tell like what caused that? Is it like bending in the framework of the station, or
That's a good question. Let's see. Just trying to think what would be good to try and tell. I guess spot hidden.
I do have physics.
Ooh, yeah, give me a physics roll. Perfect. So you notice that as you're kind of looking at how the grates are, there are some that seem to be, they're more angled upwards, like something was pushing up from the bottom.
Okay.
Who's going, and you said, Ross, you're going down to get the phone?
Yeah, I mean, it's what, a few feet away. I can just go down and get it. Oh,
Sure.
shine the
Yeah.
light.
So you shine your light
Possibly go
over,
wrong.
and you need to hop down there in order to grab the phone. 'Cause
Okay.
it's a couple, 6 feet down or
Mm.
so. And as you head down there and you pick up the phone, I want you to make me a listen check.
Joshua almost feels bad about asking you to
Oh.
get his phone.
As you stoop down, kind of leaning over, and as you're about to stand back up, you feel the hairs on the back of your neck raise as you feel breathing. It's very soft, just in and out on the back of your neck.
Oh Jesus! Oh Jesus! Oh Jesus! He's down there.
Oh my
Down
God,
there.
John,
It's down
it's
down
down
there.
there.
John!
John will shine the flashlight and whip the gun out.
John, as you're kind of looking there, I'd like you to make me another sanity check.
Oh no, I'm really good at these.
Yeah, you are. Perfect.
So,
As you're looking down there, do I have? Let's see. Give me one moment. As you're looking down there, you see right behind where Ross is, as Ross is kind of like on one knee grabbing the phone, hovering over him, you see this it looks like red-haired man who's standing there. And as you look down and point your flashlight at him, he looks up to you and gives you this very wide grin. You can see there's pus that's oozing out of his right eye and running down his cheek. And he smiles. You see there's many, many missing teeth. Some blackened ones.
so
There's
he's British.
a few pieces of what you think is hair and flesh intertwined in the teeth that are left. And what do you do, John, as you see him smiling up at you as he hovers over Ross?
Oh man, John will aim the gun at him, shine the flashlight, and shout to Ross to Ross, get down!
I can't move.
And as
And then
you
he starts yelling at the red-haired man, "Back away, motherfucker! Back away!"
As you say that, he just runs away from Ross back south underneath all these grates, kind of just backwards towards where you came. And you hear the cackling as he runs down. You hear the patting of his feet against the metal.
Okay, I'm going to run now. I'm
What
running
the hell
back
was
up, scrambling my way back up.
I'd like you all to make me, besides John and Ross, Joshua and Michael, I'd like you to make me sanity checks at -1.
No, nope.
You all have seen this. You all saw the red-haired man look up at John,
Mhm.
smiling. And you each saw him individually look to you with his good eye and smile very widely. And let's see.
Oh, so now he's Australian. With his good eye.
Mate.
Oh.
It's good eye, Matt. And
Oh man.
I'd like you all to make me power checks as well,
Okay.
just to see how you fare at this. Ooh. Okay, who fails? So John, Ross. Okay, so John and Ross.
Yeah, I fumbled on the power roll there.
Yeah. John and Ross, you're each going to take 3 sanity from this. Joshua, you're only going to take 1. But Dr. Coleman, I'm going to say you're going to take 5.
Ooh.
Which means that you're temporarily...
Oh, you're so excited.
Yeah!
And Joshua's going, see, I told you.
So Coleman, if you go onto your sheet, you can actually roll that. So it would be bouts of madness under your sanity. Ooh.
Oh, shit.
Oh, wow. Last place of safety. You're standing there, Michael, and you see this and you feel the chill run down your spine, and then you're not in your house. You were just having tea with your daughter, and you're talking about some sort of expedition that you were going to go on, and now you hear the creaking and the cracking of the metal above you. You hear sounds of drips. You see these 3 people around you who you don't know, with your daughter nowhere in sight.
Where am I? Who are you people?
Hey, calm down. You're okay. We scared him off.
He
What
was
are you
breathing
talking
on my
about?
neck.
What is going on? Who are you people?
I could feel him breathing on my neck. I can still feel it.
John's aiming down the hallway, still focused on the same area where he took off, and glances back behind him real quick to see if Ross made it to safety, and brushes some of the sweat out of his eyes. And he's not paying attention to what they're saying at the moment. He's like talking to himself, "Creepy motherfucker. He's hiding down here."
And Coleman, you just see this man who looks like he has a pistol out. And he's kind of looking everywhere like a crazy person.
Yeah, I hold my hands up and just start taking steps back.
Doc, where are you going, man? We got to stick together. There's
I don't-
crazies.
Get out
There could be more than one of these crazies.
What are you talking about? Who are you people? You haven't answered me at all.
What do you mean, who are we? What the hell's wrong with you?
What the fuck is wrong with everybody?
Where is this?
Oh, this is creeping me out.
And Coleman, as you're kind of backing away, you feel that fear kind of building. It all just suddenly clicks back. You're here in this underwater installation with 3 people that you just met. And this man who's just scurried away back the way that you're actually walking now.
I'll pause and all right. I'm sorry. I don't know what came over me. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Look, we all freaking out, man. But we got to pull it together.
What is this place?
That was horrible.
It's the underwater research station. Come on.
No, I remember. I mean, what are they doing here?
Well,
Let's get that door open.
Joshua remembers the terminal now and goes over to the terminal. Well, maybe I can find out.
Sorry, I left your phone down there, but I'm not going back down.
Yeah,
Down there.
that's fine. I'll get another one.
And you move over to the terminal and start working on. What are you attempting to find out?
I'm again trying to see if I can get through to anybody, like especially the lab. Are we close to the lab now?
Yes, you're like you're about a room away.
Oh,
There's gonna
so
be
like
another room in the lab. Yeah.
okay. I'll say, hey, you in the lab, if you're still in there and you can hear me, we're coming in a couple of minutes. We're on our way. Just are you there?
You hear static for a moment, and then you hear the voice come back on the line. You're inside.
Yeah, we're only just a couple doors away.
Why did you come inside?
Well, there's some crazy guy running around. Do you know who he is? What's going on?
I told you to leave.
Well, we're here to find out why you haven't communicated.
It's too late for the people here. You need to leave.
Well,
you need to go.
Well,
Maybe she's right.
Wait, what about you? I mean, what do you? Why don't you come out here and?
I can't get out. I can't get out of here.
Well, maybe we can get in there then. Hold on, we're on our way. And he'll stop the comms. And he'll be like, she's kind of losing it in there. Everybody here's crazy. We should probably get in there quickly.
It's easy for you to say. You didn't have him breathing down your bloody neck, mate. Oh.
I
John, you got a spare gun?
Yeah, back in the sub.
Oh. Okay.
We locked the sub, right?
I don't know. Did you?
I don't. Why would we?
Good point.
And do you continue on to?
So Joshua just said, "Well, I didn't."
I thought Dr. Coleman did.
No, I didn't lock it.
My other pants. Yeah. Well, come on. Let's at least get this woman and get back to the sub and figure out what we got to do. This is crazy.
Yeah. We can't fix this. We just get her and get out. I don't want to stay.
Did that terminal have anything else on it besides?
I don't know. Do you want? Tell you what. If you go get her out, we'll leave somebody here with me. But I'll start trying to figure out what I can see.
I can help you with that. I'm not too bad at computers.
Yeah, sure, if you want. Keyboard's not big enough for the two of us, though. He just starts typing, and his goal now is to try to see if there's any logs or messages that have been broadcast or anything like that that would indicate, what's going on in here, what kind of communications have been going on in the facility.
Sure. Why don't you make me a computer check then?
I will do so. My hands are shaking.
Your hands are just trembling, and you can't seem to kind of get the right kind of code. You forget the kind of passwords that you used before that you figured out, and just your mind's a jumble as you're trying to figure out, and you're getting more and more frustrated as you're trying to work with this computer and nothing's going right.
Yeah, he gets so he just kind of smashes his hand against the terminal. When he gets frustrated, he likes to break things.
Hey, whoa! Now,
it's not working. It's the stupid thing's broken.
Did you want me to try?
Yeah, knock yourself out. Good luck.
Yeah, I'll give it a whirl.
And he goes over to John. He says, "It's broken, and it's just let's just get the girl and leave, or at least get back to the sub."
Yeah.
We should at least find out what the Anathema Corporation wants us to do.
A guy looked like he had boils and stuff on him and was oozing pus?
Yeah, like his one eye was just oozing pus there, and he was missing teeth, and it looked like there was like flesh and hair kind of interwoven in his mouth.
Yeah. Did I get a good look at him?
Oh, you got a good look at him.
Okay. All right.
That check Ross's neck.
That could be signs of radiation leakage. I
Holy
want to take a look at
shit.
this terminal to see if there's
no
any.
way.
Are you
internal
serious,
systems
man?
compromised.
Give me a computer use then.
All right. Bam.
Wow. So you're looking through the log, like you're able to kind of find the right place with the log, and you start finding logs from a Dr. Alicia Hopkins. It seems they go back about 3 months or so, and they just seem very intriguing to you. And go back and you see there's a number of logs every day that she's made regarding a expedition to the bottom of the trenches to explore. Some of the scientists were going. A couple days later, they had brought up a specimen, one they hadn't seen before, and brought it back up to do testing on. So you're going through the logs. It doesn't seem like the Anathema Corporation just does studies on marine life and whatnot. They also seem to want to try and weaponize it. Somehow use whatever toxins that are about it to create some sort of biological weapon. You see, they've been working on it for the past few months. And then finally, about 2 weeks before all this happened, you see during the logs there's this panic that Dr. Hopkins now has. It seems like people are starting to go more stir crazy than usual. That experiments aren't getting done, duties are being lacked, people are slacking off more and more as the days go by. You read that if things are slowly spiraling out of control, there's violence now in the court. People are fighting each other for the most minor reasons. People forgetting where they are, who they are, and finally, Hopkins was saying that she's locked herself in the server room, locked herself from the laboratory, which stands next to it, and that she only has a few days left of food, and that was a week ago. And she's in there with another doctor, Dr. Martin. And that's the end of the logs as far as you see.
So it looks like these people they found something on the seabed and brought it back and were experimenting with it. But I don't see. Is there like a station, like not I guess internal sensors?
There are internal sensors. You can attempt to access them with.
Yeah, I just want to see if there's what the environment is like in the station.
Sure.
It's going to be looking down the hallway with the gun, guarding the path, making sure Crazy Man doesn't show up, and he looks back towards the doctor and, Doc, tell me that ain't radiation poisoning. God damn.
I sincerely hope not, but I'm going to see if I can. I found some logs, and I'm going to check on radiation first. But
Oh, good. The computer must be working again.
I think that hit knocked it back into place.
If you want to roll me computer use there again to try and figure it out.
Is it?
Sorry?
Sorry.
I was going to say, you don't see there's no radiation poisoning that seems to be going on. In terms of kind of air quality, everything seems fine, but there's some unknown kind of particles that seem to be kind of infecting the air. And it's at a fairly high percentage now in terms of the overall air quality. And you've been breathing it in for who knows how long since you've been in here. There's no data, unfortunately, on what it is, but it all started 2 weeks ago where the air quality went downhill.
So what was that lady's name? It was Dr. what?
Dr. Hopkins.
Dr. Hopkins, okay. So the logs I found, the facility, they found something on the seabed. They brought it up and began testing on it, and things went to hell after that. And Dr. Hopkins sealed herself up, and I think that's who you've been talking to, Josh. But I didn't see any radiation here. It looks like they were trying to do human testing or bioweapons or something like that.
Ah, Jesus.
Bioweapons. That's worse.
We've been breathing in an unknown substance.
Like a
Oh, no.
like a
Oh,
bioweapon?
God.
Jesus Christ.
I have no idea. The station logs say there's a particulate in the air, and it's unidentifiable. And it's been that way for 2 weeks.
Son of a bitch. John's gonna try to get some kind of cloth, maybe even if he has to rip his shirt and make a bandana type thing around his face.
Yeah,
Oh,
Josh
it's way
says
too late for that, mate. It is way too late for that.
Josh says that's not a bad idea. He takes his tie off and wraps his tie around his mouth and nose.
And as you do that, if John and Joshua, if you want to make me spot hidden checks as well.
Knew they paid too well.
I
knew
see
this
I
job
see
paid too
gravy
well.
on my tie. Damn it, I knew I should have cleaned that spot.
Oh, wow. Dr. Coleman, you're the only one who sees this, and I'll need you to make me a sanity. So as you're talking, and you look up from the computer and you look out back into the, you see one of the very large kind of support beams that are out there, kind of securing this installation to the side of the trench, and very similar kind of shadowy creature that you saw before. You assume to be some sort of squid. You see these large tentacles wrap around one of the support beams, and it starts to pull. You can hear the groan of metal, and at this point all of you can hear this groan of metal, and then you hear what sounds like an alarm as you feel the installation start to rock. And Coleman, you see this creature pull off one of the arms that's attaching it as the installation rocks and starts to angle downwards, causing them all to cascade to the side.
Joshua's eyes widen and he says, "Let's get out of here, man. Jesus."
Oh, bloody hell. Yeah, we gotta go.
Yeah, I'm just standing mouth agape, looking out the window. What the hell was that?
Tanner will just kind of start to leave and see that he's still standing there and kind of shake his head and go back and like grab him by the arm. He says, "Come on, we got to get out of here."
Well, yes. Yeah, let's go. Yeah.
So you all are kind of heading out now,
Yeah.
running back.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
So you hear the alarms just kind of going off, And eventually, as you're running back, they stop, but you still feel the installation kind of going to the side. I want you all to make me dexterity checks as you're running to try and not fall. As you're feeling the installation slowly just kind of fall almost. You feel it slip down. So, let's see. Majority of you stay standing where Dr. Coleman, your legs just fall out from underneath you and you roll and
I'll bet he keeps looking over his shoulder. Yeah.
Ooh, actually.
That's fair.
Ooh. So, as it's kind of falling, you smash against this part of the glass, creating a huge indentation. And as you get back up, you look up and you see it start to fracture and crack as you're running back.
Jesus, am I still alive?
You're still alive.
Okay.
You hit it hard. I'd say you take you take 2 damage from smashing into it as it the installation jerk.
Oh shit. Men, we should probably get out of here.
Oh no!
Joshua hasn't stopped. He probably didn't even notice that the dock fell. He just wants out now.
Sounds hauling ass.
Yeah, running.
I'm sprinting.
Yeah, you all are sprinting back, and you can hear the glass. It shatters behind you, and you see the water rushing in as the door slams shut behind you. And you can see the water seeping underneath as the installation still slowly starts to fall. And give me one moment. Not there. All right. And as you head back to the entrance, you skid to a halt as in front of the door when you arrive, you see a woman standing there. And she has a pistol and she's aiming it at all of you. And you see this panicked look on her face. She seems to have what looks like this rebreather on her mouth, kind of covering it. I can't let you leave.
What are you, crazy? Come on, we gotta get out of here. You can come with us.
No.
Talking about?
No, aim the gun at her. Drop the weapon.
Look, you can't leave. You've inhaled it at this point. You can't leave. You have to stay. You feel the installation jerk again as it continues slipping down the side of the trench.
What have we breathed?
I don't know exactly, but whatever we took out of that thing in the laboratory, it just started making everyone crazy. There was a leak, and everyone just started going insane.
Yeah, but we got... So I'll take my chances. Come on, let's go.
No. She continues to hold the gun up to all of you. We've already inhaled that you're infected with it.
Josh.
Fine, so get them to put us in isolation when we get back. We don't deserve to die for getting infected with some disease. Come on.
You can spread it.
Joshua says, John, she's crazy.
This is your last chance. Drop the gun.
And she's still looking at you. She has kind of that, this rebreather covering her mouth. She just shakes her head. No. And she's going to fire into the group of you.
Oh, shit. Joshua's about to call her bluff. I guess not.
Joshua.
Yeah, because he's stepping forward and he's about to say she's not going to shoot anybody.
and then bang.
John's gonna fire if he.
She's not gonna shoot it. Boom.
Yeah, you just feel as
Uh,
you're saying that the bullet
and
kind of enter.
You know that's an impale with an extreme, right?
Oh no!
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my god.
So, Jared, what does impale mean?
That means it does maximum damage plus the damage rolled.
Oh.
So that would be 15.
Yeah, you just crit hit his head.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, basically she shoots me right between the eyes. She's not going to shoot. I turn back at John and say she's not going to shoot, and I turn and start walking towards her with my hands up and, like calm down, and then boom.
Oh,
And
damn.
yeah, you
John's
just
gonna open
see-
fire.
Yeah, you just see Joshua as he's moving forward, turning back to talk to you. The bullet just enters the side of his head, and both Ross and Michael, you feel the blood splatter across your face. You feel kind of brain matter against your cheek as his head just explodes. And he drops to his knees, then drops onto his side, onto the ground. And
Yeah. I'm gonna,
I start screaming.
Yep, sanity checks. Make me a sanity check there, Ross. And John. I would say Joshua, but you're dead. So, whatever I roll, you'll take half there, Ross. So, you'll take 1, Ross, for that, but Coleman, you're taking 3.
So that's another. Yeah, that's 5 within a game hour.
Oh. Is it a game? I thought it was only from one source. Let's do this. If you want to roll the attempt insanity, go ahead.
Yeah, it's
Maybe.
basically if you take 5 from a single source, that's
Yeah.
tempers. If you lose 20% or more, in a kind of session or from the last time you really were in a calm state, then you go indefinitely insane.
Okay.
I think you're still good for now, but yeah, Ross is screaming, and Coleman, your heart's just palpitating at this point. And John, you shoot back, so if you want to roll me there, your firearms, there's... Oof. So you shoot, but you miss her, and you hit into kind of the that scratched up door behind, and you keep feeling the installation drop further and further, and now instead of just dropping, it's just slowly falling. And Alicia, she just looks at you, still aiming. I told you I wasn't fucking around.
Is she blocking the doorway to the sub?
Hmm?
Okay. I'll dive to the side if I can.
Yeah, you dive to the side, hiding this crevice. She's just aiming the gun at all of you still.
I'm just going to be on my knees, covered in Joshua's blood, just going, not like this, not like this.
And
Yeah, John's gonna keep firing until
Shit.
like the installation shakes and he's like the gun wiggles and he fires and misses and he's gonna try to keep firing.
all right, go ahead.
Shit.
Should I roll again or is she shooting back at me?
She's just actually, you know what? She will shoot at you since you're approaching. Yeah, she shoots, but it twangs kind of off the panel. You see it spark and power down, and at this point, you're all kind of stuck in this hallway. But go ahead and shoot at her.
There we go. Can I aim or is there anything like that or is
You have to spend a whole round to aim if you want to aim.
so she'd probably get another wild
Oh,
shot?
she would.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice.
Ooh. Let's see. So she falls to her knees. She's still alive, as you shoot her, and you shoot her kind of right in the chest, and she starts gasping as blood starts flowing kind of out of her chest cavity. And you just see kind of from the side, she looks in horror as from one of those kind of small panels that is kind of in the kind of scattered throughout the installation. You see basically this thing come out, slithering, and just wrap its arms and tentacles and mouths around her and start to drag her, and she just starts screaming.
Oh shit. John's gonna be yelling, "Go, go, go!" If we can make it to the door.
Yeah, you can run, but make me some sanity checks.
Coleman already knew. He was one step ahead of you.
See tentacles, I'm fucking rolling.
Yeah.
Yo. Woo!
Oh boy.
So, Coleman, you take 5 sanity loss.
Holy shit. All right.
Another one.
Oh, wow. But the other two of you, Ross and John, you only take 4. But you do save Coleman.
I'll bet Coleman is indefinitely insane.
Yeah, I started
think
at 35.
so.
I'm down to 20, so...
Yeah, yep. You are indefinitely insane.
Yeah, you just start screaming, and there's nothing you can do. All you have right now is just thoughts of your daughter and your having tea, but outwardly you're just screaming. While the other two, you see this thing devouring Hopkins, slowly kind of turning her into this mush, ripping her organs out. And there's these like small beaks that seem to be jutting out from this kind of writhing mass. And
I run that way.
you run back. That door's closed. Like, it's locked. It's focused on her though.
But we've
And
got to
you-
go towards it and past it to get out, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, if it has her, whoever's next to John, I think it's Ross on the ground, maybe.
Yeah.
John's gonna be like still aiming the gun at her and the creature, and kind of slow motion, grabbing Ross and be like, "Go, go, go!" and trying to run for the exit.
He's kind of
Anything to get to
frozen,
the
but if
south.
you pull him, he'll probably sort of come along with you. He's gone completely passive. He's sobbing now.
The two of you run to the door, and it seems to be very absorbed with absorbing Hop. And you run past Joshua, whose just brains are splattered across this hallway. And you just hear the screams of agony from Michael as he's just holding his head and at this point attempting to tear out his eyes. You run into the room, into where the docking bay is. You see that your submarine is still there, but it's slowly flooding in here. You can still feel the falling of the installation.
We're gonna try to jump in that thing.
Yep. So, why don't you make me dexterity checks to hop in?
I should take a penalty because I'm just completely numb, just being dragged along. So
Sure, you can
John's
take
like-
a penalty.
May I please have a penalty?
You may go ahead.
John's
Ross,
like, "Get that thing started."
Ross, you're just fumbling all over yourself. You're falling to the ground, and you just hardly have the strength to get back up. And John, I need you to roll me dexterity. It's, oh my god, you too! You're just feeling the dropping of the installation, and as it's basically, you can feel as it detaches from the wall, and it's now falling into the depths. I need you both to make me one more roll. Gonna do one more dexterity check to attempt to get up and get in. Oh my god. What about John? So, Ross, you have a choice to make at this point. You're able to get inside the submarine before this place, like before this area just fills up with water and drowns both of you. You can either choose to save yourself or roll and try to save John too.
I should try and save John, because he's been
Alright.
dragging me along.
Make me a strength check then to see if you can grab John.
John's shouting to him to go.
Do you want to try and push this roll?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay, go ahead.
All on this.
No. So as you attempt to reach out for John, you're grabbing onto the inside of the submarine. Your hands are just an inch apart. Your fingertips touch, and you hear the groaning of kind of this the door to the outside. You both look at the same time before this water bursts through, filling the room instantly. And with that, as the room fills with water, both of you floating inside, you see another large eye pass by the area as the oxygen slowly seeps away from your lungs and you inhale the water, choking on it as the darkness slowly clouds your vision. The scene fades to black, and that's the end of the shot.
Yes.
Yay, no survivors. Hooray!
I hope you guys had fun.
Oh yeah, that was a blast.
Good stuff.
That's awesome.
Take
Yeah.
the Shogus.
And an hour ago, I was like, "Oh my god, we're like, how are you gonna finish this?" And then it's like,
I
yeah,
got it.
yeah,
I got it.
yeah. Good,
Perfectly.
good job, good job.
Thanks.
Oh, thank you guys.
Mm,
Yeah, you
Yeah.
guys did great. It was awesome.
good stuff.
Damn y'all. Thanks for running with T.
Yes, thanks, man.
Thank you. Great game.
Yeah, thanks. I had fun. I honestly did have all this planned out ahead.